Hey guys, it's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing a mood reading vlog. How much I read in a week. It's going to be, just a chill reading vlog. I feel like I've been doing a lot of specific reading vlogs that have kind of been making me want to get in a slump a little bit. The books were good. It's not like they were bad books, but I was forcing myself to read books that I didn't want to pick up myself. So that is why in this reading vlog, we're just going to be reading the books that I want to pick up based on absolutely nothing, just on my mood. And we're just going to be talking about how much I can read in a week, because if you know me, I'm not the quickest reader. I can get through like 2 or 3 books in a week, maybe. Basically, what I'm currently reading, I have been reading Reckless by Elsie Silver for a couple days now, but I have this much left, so I definitely want to finish it. I think I'm actually going to sit here right now and finish it because I only have a little less than 100 pages left, so I think like 80 pages left. I definitely want to finish this right now. And then this morning I actually started reading Thin Roads Forever on my Kindle. It's the last book in the Queen's Cove series that I've been reading by Stephanie Archer. Her books are amazing. I love this series. It's very, very cute. Yeah, I started that this morning. I've been reading Reckless, so what we're going to read right now is Reckless. I'm probably going to finish it right now, this book. It's so good. It might be my favorite in the series right next to Heartless because the man that he is, wow. Like, he doesn't say anything wrong, ever. Ever. Like, it's crazy. So basically, this is the 4th book in the Chestnut Spring series, and it's about Theo and Winter. Winter is Summer's sister from the first book, and Theo is oh my god, Whiskey scared me. Whiskey, why you have to open the door like you're so fat? Anyway, Theo is Rhett from the first books. Are you serious? Look. I could lay here, but you're like in the way. Anyway, if I could finish the sentence. Theo is Rhett from the first books. Like, he's training him. Yeah, so Theo is like 2 years younger than Winter, but it's a man, let me tell you. But Theo and Winter meet one day because they both end up going to the same house. It was like a family dinner, and Winter was invited. She's not that close with Summer, and that was kind of her goal initially, going to this family dinner. And she has like a terrible husband, ex-husband. At the beginning of the book, they get a divorce, like, right after. But yeah, she goes to this family dinner, and she's like, wow, that guy's hot. Theo's automatically obsessed with her. And then, yeah, you see them have that initial attraction. They have a one-night stand, which then turns into her being pregnant, which, it's not a spoiler, it's on the back of the book, but turns into her being pregnant. And then you kind of follow that, and you automatically see how obsessed Theo is with her. And you see it throughout the whole book. There has not been an ounce in this book that this man has been like, I'm not obsessed with her. Like, it is crazy. I need him. I need him. But yeah, I'm going to read right now. Definitely gonna finish it because I just have to. I can't do it right now. Hey guys, so it is now the next day. I don't remember the last thing I filmed yesterday, but I did end up finishing Reckless yesterday, and let me tell you guys, absolutely amazing. Like, actually, I don't know what I'm gonna rate it yet. I'm thinking about giving it a 5-star. I'm really thinking about giving it a 5-star. It was just that good. It really was just that good, because 4.5 feels too low for this book, but 5 stars is like a big deal. Like, is it a 5-star book? I don't know. So maybe like 4.75, but like, I hate to be that annoying person, but I don't know, it's just that good. I think I'm gonna wait to the end of the week, so like probably the end of this video, to put a rating on it, but it was just so good. This is definitely gonna be like one of my favorite books that I've read this year, because the man that he is actually amazing. Like, actually, such a good book. So if you've not read the Chestnut Spring series, please read it. Please. This is the 4th book in the series. For this book, I think you definitely do need to read the other books to understand what's happening. But yeah, this is such a good book. And then on my Kindle, I think I told you guys yesterday, I started Finn Rhodes Forever, and then I only read 3 chapters I only got up to chapter 3 yesterday. Today, I read up to chapter 14, I think. When I woke up, I like automatically got on the book. So I'm 22% through the book. I'm about to start chapter 14. Yeah, you guys can't see that, but I'm about to start chapter 14. And basically what this book is, it's the last book in a series, so you can already imagine these characters are they have been built up a little bit throughout the books that come before, but this is about Olivia and Finn. Basically, they were childhood best friends, grew up together, and then they had a little bit of feelings, but then something happened that they completely cut off all contact. And Finn is basically an adrenaline junkie. That's what he's described to be in the book, and that's kind of a main point in the book and kind of the reason why this whole like cut off contact thing happened. I forgot what I was saying because my cousin came in my room, but oh, my Kindle stickers keep getting messed up. Okay, anyway, what was I saying about this book? It is kind of one of the main reasons why, like, goes through the book as like, I don't know, what am I saying right now? But yeah, basically he kind of has never stayed in Queen's Cove. He always comes and leaves. So when he comes back, Olivia's like, he's just gonna leave again, and really this time he's like, I'm gonna stay. So she doesn't really believe him, but she's like, I guess right now we'll believe him. And she kind of just never wants to talk to him again, and he's the one that's like head over heels obsessed with her and like wants to kind of win her back. So you see them going through that, but they kind of have this not really fake dating thing going on. It's giving How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, because she's like, you know what, I'm just gonna pretend that I want him again, and I'm gonna make him not like me. She's gonna do like a bunch of gross things that are gonna like make him wanna stay away from her. And it's literally giving How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, because it's like he knows what, well, actually in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, he doesn't know what's happening, like why she's acting weird, but he kind of picks up on it, and he's like, I know she's acting weird to push me away, but I'm just gonna go along with it because it's not gonna work on me. So it's kind of this like cute little banter thing going on, but I wish for this last book they were a little bit more serious, because I don't know, I just wanted them to be a little more serious. I don't think this is gonna be my favorite book. I know I'm only 25-ish% through the book. The book that was right before this was so good, like the best one in the series. So yeah, I don't really know how this one is gonna beat it, but it's not bad. These books are so cute, but I think I'm definitely going to continue reading it right now. So yeah, I think I'm gonna continue reading on my Kindle right now, chilling in bed. This book, you really get to see how deeply Olivia feels about Finn and the situation that happened. Like, it's very serious to her, and I feel like when you switch over to Finn's point of view, I feel like you can't really tell if it's serious to him. Like, I feel like he's such a flirt, and he's known as this like daredevil and like trouble, that I feel like he's just doesn't see it as a serious thing. But it also could be because he doesn't know how she feels. I guess he probably doesn't see it as a big deal because he hasn't really heard her side of it, and they haven't talked about anything. But I feel like he should probably know. But also at the same time, he can't know because Olivia is pretending to like him. So yeah, I don't really know. But it is a much bigger deal to Olivia, I feel like, than it is to Finn. But again, I'm only 25% through the book, so I don't really know what's gonna happen. But we will see as I keep reading. Hello guys. If you can't tell, I'm in the comfort of my bed, and I don't feel like getting up to record this part of the video, so I'm just gonna be talking like this. But it's currently Wednesday, it's 12:30, and I have been continuing to read Finn Rhodes Forever on my Kindle. Yesterday, I read up to chapter 18. So I read like 15 chapters yesterday, pretty good. I got, how much was it? I think it was like 30% through the book, and I've been reading a lot today. I actually just got to chapter 34, and I am 52% through the book. My goal is to get 75% through today, so that maybe I could finish it tomorrow. But my thoughts on this book. I think for sure it's not going to be my favorite book in the series, just because the last one that I read in this series was really good. Like, it was probably the best one in the series. But this one, I feel like Finn is just very unserious, and I feel like that's how his character is supposed to be. I feel like he knows he has Liv wrapped around his finger, so he's just using that to his advantage, and he's not really taking anything seriously, like how she might feel, because even though she hasn't said how she feels about how they left things and how they kind of just stopped talking to each other, he should probably have an idea and try to be winning her back, because he is trying to win her back, but in the most unserious ways possible. I don't know, it is winning her over, but I feel like she has such a soft spot for him that of course it's gonna work. So I just kind of feel bad for her, because I feel like he's not taking it super serious, and he's not really thinking like how she must feel about everything. They're already very close with each other, and we're only halfway through the book, so I don't know what the rest of the book is going to consist of, because I feel like she is already wrapped around his finger and they're already like very close again. But yeah, like she keeps telling herself like, I can't, but I have like she has a soft spot for him, so every time she's near him, all her thoughts about not getting with him like just disappear. Yeah, I don't really know. Right now it's sitting in like the 3-star range. I don't think it'll get to 4 stars. The rest of the books in this series I have rated in the 3-star range, besides the last book. I gave that one 4 stars. Yeah, I think this one is probably just gonna be bumped back down with the 3-star rated books, but which is not a bad thing. It is still a cute book. This series is very cute, especially like for the summer. I feel like the setting is really nice. The kind of family relationship, it's small town too, so everyone like knows each other, and I feel like I know all the characters already from the past few books. Yeah, there's like main characters that you know about from learning about them like through the books, and I feel like I'm a part of the small town, so that's a really nice part of the book. Yeah, I still am a little bit iffy about the romance part, but yeah, I still plan on reading today. It says I have like 2.5 hours left of the book to read, so technically I can finish this today. That would be a stretch, but I think for sure I want to get to at least 75%, which is probably like an hour and a half to get to, maybe. I don't really know. Yeah, that's what I want to do today. I don't know. I'll see you guys whenever I decide to update again or show you guys or tell you guys anything. Guys, I look crazy. Oh my god. Okay, I haven't been in bed all day. Most of the day I've been in bed, and I have been reading. I have 2 epilogue chapters left, so I'm literally almost done. But just to give you guys an update on kind of how much I've been reading, I said I wanted to get to 75% yesterday. That did not happen. I only got to 60%, so I read 30% of the book because I left off at 30% and then ended on 60. Math, whatever. So yeah, I only read 30% yesterday, but I picked off from 60%, and I am about to finish it, so I wanted to record me finishing the book because, yeah, so you guys can see. Let me show you guys where I'm at right now. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's kind of like a glare, but it does say epilogue at the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see, but it says 93% of the book. It says there's 26 minutes left, but I think it's just because there's like extra stuff at the end of the book. I only have 2 epilogues left, so those shouldn't take long. I'm really hoping they're not like really long epilogues. They shouldn't be. But yeah, I have more thoughts on the book, but we'll talk about that when I finish the book, so I can, you know, put all of it together, give you guys my rating based on the thoughts I've gathered. But right now we're focusing on finishing the last 2 epilogues of the book. This epilogue is literally just them getting freaky. Like, if we're getting an epilogue, give me something good. Going on to the second epilogue. The last epilogue was Finn's point of view. This one is Olivia's. Epilogue I've ever read in my life, but I finished it. My my thoughts. Let's get into them. Let me fix my hair because I look crazy and then we'll talk about it. Okay, I still look a little bit crazy, so let's just ignore that. Yeah, let's just ignore it. But I'm gonna talk about my thoughts on this book. So let's start off with my rating. I think I'm gonna give this book 3.25 stars. Very specific, right? Because I feel like my rating system, okay, it all depends on what I've rated books before. So I feel like 3 stars, to me, it's just like a book that didn't do much for me. Like, I didn't hate it, I didn't love it, it was kind of just a book I read. But this book, for the most part, I did enjoy it. There were cute parts in this book, you know, cute little funny moments. I love this series, so it definitely deserves a bit of a higher rating than a 3-star. But I will say it was my least favorite book in this series, if I'm being honest. Like, I was looking at what I rated the other books, and it just, like, the ratings were very different. So the first book I gave 3.5 stars, the second book I gave 3.75, and the last book that I read, which is the third book, I gave 4 stars, and then this one just went shot down to a 3.25 stars. It is kind of disappointing because I was really excited for this book, especially because I've loved all the books in the series, and you know, these characters had kind of been built up, especially because he's like the youngest brother, like known as a troublemaker, and they're always kind of talking about him. So I was really excited for it, but kind of let me down. Let's talk about why. So I have my notes on what I felt about the book, obviously. Okay, so I feel like how I felt most of the book was that I felt like she was taking their situation and their relationship much more seriously than he was. There's something that happens at the beginning of the book, and it's not too serious, but like it kind of is. Like, it's the main reason why they don't talk anymore, and he knows that's the reason, she knows that's the reason, and she has her guard up because of that, and he knows she has her guard up because of that, and he's like, he wants to win her over, but then he's not really taking it serious. Like, he knows what he has to do, and he's kind of like absent-mindedly, is that the word? Like, he's kind of doing things, but it's not to like win her over. I guess that is a nice thing about it. Like, he's just doing it because he wants to, but he's also not thinking like, oh, this will win her over. I don't know, but to me it just felt like he wasn't really taking anything really serious, and she was like, I don't know, like, I'm scared, and he was just like, hey, I want this girl back. And I was like, well, you haven't even asked how she feels. Like, you're not even trying to figure out how she feels because of this whole situation, and that like it's okay that she feels this way, but he's gonna do everything he can to get her back. Like, he never really expressed that to her, at least. Like, I'm sure, because we do get both point of views in this book, and a lot of the stuff that he was thinking, I wish he would have said out loud to her, because it would have just made the whole situation so much better. And I don't know, maybe that was the point of the book, for him to not say anything that he was feeling, but I feel like it was like that up until like the very last chapter of the book. And I feel like she was always kind of very obvious with how she felt. Like, she always had her guard up, and he knew that, but she like never really knew how he felt. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of why I was iffy about the book. Again, I feel like he knew that she was wrapped around his finger, kind of. Like, she does have a soft spot for him, obviously, like, they were childhood best friends. I feel like he knows that there's a soft spot for him in her heart, so he's kind of using that to his advantage. And I didn't really like that because, again, he wasn't really taking into consideration like how she felt about the situation that happened. And I feel like at the end, when she like finally let her guard down and she's expressing to him how he feels, and he's like been wanting for this moment, she's been like scared for this moment, his response and his reaction to it, it was terrible. He could have given us so much more, especially because he was like, oh, I'm like waiting for her to say it, but I don't want to rush her, and she's like, I'm scared to say this, like, I know I feel it. And then his reaction was just, I was let down. I was like, is he gonna say more? And then she would keep expressing herself, and it was still nothing from him, and I was like, no, what is happening? Like, this is terrible. So I know I sound like I'm shitting on the book, like I sound like I should give it like a 1-star, but I feel like it's just because this series, I love this series. I think it's such a cute little fast read, cozy series to get through. So I feel like that's kind of why the rating is kind of affected by that, like my soft spot for the series. But yeah, it was my least favorite book in the series, but it was still a cute book. I don't know, I would definitely recommend people to read the series. I think it's so cute and so easy to get through. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the book. Yeah, I'm honestly glad I finished that book, because not that I wanted to get through it, I just feel like at the oh, and also, like, another thing, I feel like they were together throughout the whole book. Like, I feel like, especially for them, it would have made sense for them to kind of have that tension, have that, like, longing for each other until like the end of the book, but no, it felt like they were together for the whole book. I feel like they got together quicker than all the other characters in the other books, which for them it makes the least amount of sense. So that's another thing I kind of didn't like about it, and that's why I felt like it was such a long book, because it was like they were already together the whole book. So I was like, okay, let's wrap it up. Yeah, those are kind of all my thoughts on the book. Now we have to figure out the next book I'm gonna read. So I read 40%, and I don't know how much that is. I think that's probably like 150 pages. I'm not really sure, because I think this book is a total of 400 pages on Kindle, but I don't know how many pages that is. But I know I read 40% today. I don't know what book I want to start next. I'm trying to pick from my TBR, because I did pick all romance books. I like handpicked them myself. I didn't use like the board game or whatever, because I wanted to read books that I wanted to read. I didn't want to like force myself to read books. So I picked a lot of books I wanted to read. I just don't know which one I want to pick up, because I made a TikTok that was like, this is the first book I'm gonna read in August, and it was Things We Left Behind. It was not the first book I read in August. I've already read 2 books, and it hasn't been Things We Left Behind. So I think I want to read this book to kind of read that book to include it in this video, but I'm honestly so scared to start that book, because that's another book that's like, it's the last book in a series, and I've heard that it's kind of disappointing, so I'm just kind of scared to start it. But I did say I was going to read that book in August, so I have to. My options are the ones on my TBR, so it is Wild Love by Elsie Silver, Hopeless by Elsie Silver, Things We Left Behind, Yours Truly, Love Redesigned. I don't know what other books I added to my TBR, I honestly can't remember, but those are the 5 main books I would want to pick from. Love Redesigned, I feel like it's really long, and I'm not in the mood for a long book. Things We Left Behind is a long book, but I did say I was gonna read that. Hopeless, I would want to read, but I just finished an Elsie Silver book. And then Wild Love, I want to wait till I read Hopeless to read it. Yours Truly would be a good one to start, if I'm being honest, because I feel like her books are always easier to read. So I feel like honestly it's in between Things We Left Behind and Yours Truly, but I don't think I'm gonna read tonight, because I feel like I read a lot today, and I feel like this book kind of burned me out. So I think tomorrow we're gonna pick the next book I'm gonna read. We'll see. I think it's definitely gonna be between Things We Left Behind and Yours Truly. I still haven't figured out my rating for Reckless. That book was so good. Like, I'm just really thinking about it, and I miss him. I miss Theo. And I recently heard, I don't know if you guys know the Windy City, I think, is it the Windy City series? I'm not sure. It's a series by Liz Tomford, and it's like, the first book is hockey, the second one is basketball, and then the last 2 are baseball. And there's one that recently came out that apparently he kind of resembles Theo. But I heard I have to read the other books to get to that book. And I've been dying to read that series, but if I hear someone is like Theo, I'm gonna have to read it. So I'm gonna have to get into that series soon. Yeah. Anyway, enough of me rambling. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. By the way, I don't know if I told you guys, it's Thursday. Don't know if I said that. But I'll see you guys tomorrow on Friday when I pick the next book we're reading in this video. Hi guys. So it is currently 8:30 on Friday. Pretty late to read, and I don't think I'm gonna read today. I have not read a single word on a book today, and that's because I've been playing Animal Crossing all day. I've been playing Animal Crossing, and then my Nintendo said it was gonna die, so then I had to charge it, and then I was like, well, do I start reading? But I wasn't in the mood to read, so I started editing a video I had to edit, and I uploaded that, and then I don't know what I did after that, but I didn't read. But I did take out the 2 books that I was in between. It was Yours Truly and Things We Left Behind. I had posted on one of my stories, like for just my friends, asking like what book I should read, and only one person responded, and it was my best friend Julia, and she said this one, Things We Left Behind, and I was actually leaning more towards this one because of the reasons I gave yesterday, and also because I was like, let me check on Goodreads and see which book has the highest rating, and this one was higher by like point something. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna read this one, finally get, through this book. I feel like the font is so tiny on this book, but yeah, I thought I was gonna start this book today, but then I got distracted with Animal Crossing and editing a video, and I just never started it, and I don't think I'm going to, just because I want to keep playing Animal Crossing now that my Nintendo is charged. I'm also going to the beach tomorrow on Saturday, so I think I'll be able to get some reading done there at the beach, which is exciting. I like reading at the beach sometimes, but also it's really hot in Miami, so I just feel like sweaty, and then I get stressed that I'm hot and I'm reading, and then I can't focus, and then everyone around is talking, and sometimes it's bad, but sometimes it's relaxing. So yeah, I'll see. I probably won't be bringing my book to the beach because this is a huge book, and just starting it on the beach is, you know, too much. So I'll probably just be bringing my Kindle. I already downloaded it on my Kindle, so that's probably what I'm doing. But yeah, I think Things We Left Behind is the next book I'm gonna start, but it's not gonna be tonight. So unfortunately, I did not read anything today on Friday, but it's realistic. This is a realistic mood reading vlog. You know, I'm not gonna read every day of my life, to be honest, but it was just a little chill day today without reading, but I'm sure tomorrow I'm gonna want to be in the mood to read. So I will see you guys tomorrow on Saturday. Hey guys, so it is now a couple days later. I've actually finished the week that I was supposed to be filming, showing you guys what I was reading. I don't know when the last time I filmed was. I think it might have been Saturday, but I don't think I ended up reading Saturday at the beach. I think that's what it was. I was going to the beach and I told you guys I was bringing my Kindle, and I did not read at the beach, and Sunday I did not read either. Basically, say the books that I read. I read Reckless. This is the first book I read in this video, and it was absolutely amazing. I'm still debating on what to give this book because 4.5 is like too low. 5 stars is like, is it a 5-star book? So right now I'm feeling it's a 4.75, but that's where it's gonna stay. But I feel like when it gets more towards the end of the year, I'm able to really settle on how I feel on every single book I read throughout the year. I don't really know. I think for now I'm just gonna give it 4.75, but this was definitely, I think this was my favorite book in the Chestnut Spring series. It's like head to head with Heartless, but if you have not yet read this series, please do, because it is so good. And then on my Kindle, I read Finn Rhodes Forever. I finished the series, and you guys saw my thoughts on that book. It was okay. I was definitely excited about it because usually the last book is supposed to be like the best one. Like, you're looking forward for these characters and to read about them. So yeah, I was looking forward to reading this book, but I feel like the romance, it just happened too quickly, especially after like building them up so much and like how much they didn't like each other after something that we didn't know happened. And I feel like they just connected again too quickly when there should have been that tension there, and it just should have been built up. But at the same time, it was not a bad book. It definitely was my least favorite in the series, but still it was not terrible. It was super cute. I loved that town. I'm gonna miss reading like the small town aspect. Yeah, that was the last book I read. And then I did say I wanted to start Things We Left Behind. I actually started it last night and I only got to chapter 3. Yeah, this book is gonna take a bit to read. This is probably gonna take me like a whole week to read because personally I don't know if I could read this much in a few days. Yeah, those are the 2 books I read in this mood reading vlog, but that's kind of what I wanted this vlog to capture because me personally, I'm not the fastest reader. Still, reading like 2 books in a week is good. Like, some people take a whole week to read a book, maybe even longer. I think just showing you guys like realistically how much I do read in a week. My mood changes on what books I want to read. My mood changes on how much I want to read in a day. Like, obviously Friday, I think it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I didn't read at all, and that's actually because partly I also got distracted with playing Animal Crossing, but I didn't have time or I wasn't in the mood to. And yeah, it's just like realistically I don't always want to be reading, but when I do read, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, that was this week's mood reading vlog. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I think I want to do more of these because not that I don't like forcing myself to read like other books for videos, because sometimes like it is fun to make like a themed video like reading these type of books, but it's also fun to just read books that you're just in the mood to read and you just pick out a book you want to read. So that was what this video was about. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to give it a like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you know when I post my next video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.